Now, Smoke, we got to move into this next topic. We've been arguing about this back and forth on the phone through text for the last week. Cornerbacks, edge rushers, the cornerback position, you think might have exceeded the edge rusher. We got to unpack this conversation. Smoke, I like this one.
I know you do. So I'm gonna give you the floor first, Carl. Since you liked it, I'm gonna give you the floor. Now, have the cornerbacks superseded the edge rushers, in your opinion?
Not in my opinion. I don't think that it's easy to find an elite guy that can rush the passer. If you have an elite edge rusher that can put heat on the quarterback, you can get pressure on the quarterback with a four-man rush. And if he's truly a transcendent player, you might even be able to get pressure with three, allowing you to drop seven in coverage, Smoke, eight in coverage. Just a lot of things you can do on the back end if you've got a big-time guy that can rush the passer. When you don't have a pass rush, it forces you to do some things in your secondary. And if you are a little weaker at corner, but you got a guy that can make that quarterback get rid of the ball, you can put your DBs in better situations because that quarterback is not going to hold on to it long if you got a freight train running at him.
Now, I just educated you on 7-on-7, and you said you warmed up. Now you're going back into the ice box and cooling off by saying that edge. The word that you used was elite edge rushers. How many of those come around every so often? Not many. And we understand that football is being played in 11 personnel. That means 3 receivers, 1 tight end. Meaning you have to have 3 defensive backs on the football field in order to compete. We saw what the San Francisco 49ers struggled with, and we saw what the Kansas City Chiefs handled them with. Trent McDuffie may have been the second best defensive player with the Kansas City Chiefs. And he's showing you that the position of need, and it's going to supersede your edge rushers, is the cornerback position. They just came up with a whole entire bracket for him in terms of the all-pro team with Trent McDuffie. He's a 12th guy. They made it into a specialized position of the nickelback. Now, you said you want these elite edge rushers. Tell me, how would you utilize these guys if you have 2? Because you can't even find one, but you some way, somehow found 2. Tell me how you utilize this.
Well, if you have 2 on the edge, you're going to go to a 4 down front, and you're going to play in wide nines or a 5 technique on the weak side, and you're going to allow them to get upfield and rush the passer. And if you can create that type of pressure from those 2 guys on the perimeter, you can double cover. You can double guys in the secondary. You can play guys deep and guys underneath. You can go to cover 6. You can go to cover 7. You can play hard quarters coverage. So there's a lot of things you can do on the back end, Smoke, if we have guys up front who can create a rush for the passer. And I think that it's easier to play defensively from my vantage point if you can add guys to the coverage instead of trying to add guys to pressure.
See, there you go again. You're seeing it from your point of view. And that's that 6-inch point of view. You up there battling each other in offensive, defensive line. But let me help you out. The game is being played in a passing league. So the guy that you need to confuse, because you're not going to get to the quarterback. Just quarterbacks are throwing it quick and they're going RPOs. You have to confuse the quarterback with coverage. So how I would utilize this, I would have my 5 or 6 defensive backs. So I'm going to go to nickel or dime, and I'm going to create pressure with that. I'm gonna send simulated pressures at you. So I'm gonna put 4 to one side. You think that 4s are coming from that side, and I'm gonna quickly flip them to the other side, making your quarterback now throw into a hot coverage where one of my guys again that can cover can catch it and score. So I would utilize pressure by bringing it from the secondary, creating combo coverages on the back end to confuse the most important guy on your team, which is the quarterback. And I understand that we're in the modern day. They are doing RPO. They're not giving you a chance to get to the quarterback.
Well, Smoke, that's fine if you can create that. But what happens when you don't confuse them or when you don't get home on the rush within 1.5 seconds and you give that quarterback an opportunity to process it? Those corners are in a load of trouble when they have to play deep field coverage, whether it be to the sideline or the middle of the field. and they do not have any pressure on the quarterback. And you are right, in the RPO situations, when you're reading flat defenders or when you're doing second and third level reads on the run pass concepts, those can cause some confusions and you getting the ball out quick. But in third and long situations or second and long, when you have to do pure drop back passing game, if you don't have guys up front who can create mismatches and number mismatches based on their ability to rush the passer, that secondary is going to be left out there covering a long time, and it's going to be they're going to get hung out to dry, and even a guy named Smoke might get smoked if he don't have no help from the D line.
Well, let me pose something at you right now, then, Carl. All right. So, Carl Reed, head coach of pick a team in the NFL. We'll bring the Rams back to St. Louis. You have Lawrence Taylor and you have Deion Sanders sitting there. Tell me who you drafting.
I'm gonna draft LT because nobody can block him. Nobody can block him. I'm gonna draft LT.
Now, you just got all reasons never to go back out to Colorado and show back up. Because one guy just took away half the field and the other half was covered by water. But hey, listen, I'm gonna let you keep on running with your guys up front and playing wing T football and all that.